If you clicked on this video because you're dealing with adversity in your own life, I have a solution for you. It's gonna take some work. It would be helping somebody out. You would be contributing to a cause larger than yourself. Go ahead and drop a like on this video below as I'm dealing with adversity in my own life, and that would make me feel a lot better. This video is as much for you as it is for me. Today in my software sales job, I experienced a tremendous amount of adversity, and it got me thinking about, wow, this really sucks. And whatever you may be going through, I'm sure that really sucks as well. It seems like everything can be going so well. The weeks and the days flow so perfectly, and you're like, wow, things are just happening really positively for me right now. And anytime I start to feel like that, something bad's right around the corner. Today, something bad happened. I had recently sold a $50,000 deal. That's $5,000 in my pocket. That's a lot of quota relief to my quota. And ultimately, I provided a solution to the customer that I believed added a lot of value to their business. They just asked to void the contract for a variety of reasons. I'm not gonna get into the details. Ultimately, it was devastating news, not only for me, my team, and the business, but it really upset me, and it got me thinking about adversity and how does one handle adversity. So I reflected on what led to this point and the 3 takeaways I learned from dealing with this adversity in my own job right here, right now, today, as it's still fresh in my mind. If you're in sales or you're just trying to get better in life, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get better, I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to document my experiences both positively and negatively all along the way. And today happens to be one of those more negative experiences. Although it may or may not be relatable to you, I think it will be helpful to say, okay, someone who's making a fair amount of money, someone who's constantly posting videos, putting themselves out there, super consistent, they still can fail and deal with adversity as well. So just know that everyone experiences adversity, and out of adversity comes opportunity. So if you find yourself right now in a slump, if you feel like you're down, if you feel like the whole world's against you, just know that it's temporary, and you will be back in a position where things are coming to you, positivity is happening. So just keep going, keep showing up, and I'm gonna talk about the 3 tangible things that I'm doing right now to handle the adversity in my own life. The number one thing you need to do when you're experiencing adversity is to remain calm. Everyone wants to be around someone who's calm, someone who's optimistic, someone who is analytical and looks at the situation and says, what are the facts? What has happened? What can I control? What may be out of my control? And ultimately, what do we do about it? What is the path forward? Anytime something devastating happens, it could be really extreme personal news, it could be something unfortunate professionally. Anytime something happens to you or a series of things happen to you, it may feel like it's like a snowball effect where things just keep mounting and mounting and mounting. You feel pressure, it starts to build, and you start to get irritated, you start to get short with people. You don't want to do this, and I'm definitely guilty of this at times as well. You want to try and remain calm, and you want to try and accept what's happening, recognize that you can't control how you respond, and ultimately instill confidence in yourself and those around you. And that's the number one piece of advice I have to myself and to you in dealing with adversity, is simply just remain calm. The second thing you need to do is reflect on the situation and ask yourself, what led to this point? What actions transpired for you to be in a position to even experience adversity? Does it mean you're constantly showing up and putting yourself out there, which is a good thing? The more successful you become, the more you put yourself out there, the more problems you're eventually gonna have, and you wanna start having new problems. I've never had the problem of losing such a large deal of such magnitude. So it's actually a good thing in a way for me to be experiencing this, because I'm gonna learn from it, and it means I'm creating new problems for myself. So are you creating new problems for yourself by putting yourself in an elevated position? Along with reflecting what's led to this point, you also need to take accountability for what's happened. Oftentimes it can feel like everything's out of your control. There's so many situations and circumstances working against you where you may or may not had some sort of influence in it, but it just happened to you and you're taking the blame, you're taking the fault. You need to take accountability and responsible for everything in your life. By taking ownership, it will lead to discipline, and ultimately you will feel freedom as a result. You need to take control of your life, and if you're always feeling stressful, if you're always feeling anxious, it means you're not taking responsibility for everything. If you get in a car wreck, how did you lead to that happening. If something bad happened, you got to take responsibility and say it's your fault, even if you didn't cause it. Ultimately, by taking responsibility, to me, it's not always easy, but it feels liberating when you say, you know what? It happened. I can't control it. I can't control how I respond. I take responsibility for it. What is the next step? What is the course of action to resolve it? And keep showing up, keep getting better, and ultimately you will get through it. You will weather the storm. Think about sports, basketball. In the playoffs, that first quarter, you're at the opposing team stadium. The crowd's cheering against you. It's really loud. It's really adverse. The other team comes out. They're hitting all these threes. You need to weather the storm. You need to keep going. You need to keep showing up. And that's ultimately how you get through it in your sales job as well. The third and final point around adversity, and this is fortunate to me, so it may or may not be relevant to you, but personally, I deal really well with adversity. I know that I'm going to show up tomorrow. I'm going to have a great day at work. Anytime things are working against me, I know that it's temporary. I'm going to remain calm. I'm going to take responsibility. And I'm going to say, you know what? That sucks. It happened. And tomorrow, I'm going to start working myself out of the hole. All we can do is bounce back. We'll be defined by our character, and our character is how we respond to adversity. When things are working against us, how did you respond? How did you bounce back? It's so easy to point to all these super successful business people, athletes, even look at the Olympics. You would not believe what they've experienced, the struggles they've gone through, and the adversity they've had to overcome in order to get to that point. So just know that whatever you may be going through, you can bounce back. You can choose how you respond and say, it happened, let's go do it. Let's go have a big day. Let's go make more calls. Let's go set more meetings. Let's go have more back-to-backs. And ultimately, that's what it's all about, is that life is going to present ups and downs, and it can really suck at times. And I was in a bad headspace this morning. I was upset. I was confused. I was angry. I was disappointed. And ultimately, these things happen. We all experience adverse emotions, and it's ultimately all about how we respond to it and how we bounce back. That's what will define your character, your career, how successful you become. So just note that I experienced adversity. It sucks. I wanted to make a video talking about my experience. I'm gonna bounce back. I'm gonna bounce back harder and bigger than ever, and that's ultimately all you can do. So whatever you're going through in your life, I hope that you can get through it. I hope that you can bounce back. Go make it happen. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like. I'd love to uplift as many other people that may be dealing with adversity as possible. Drop me a comment down below. How do you deal with adversity? What are you going through in your life? If you have any questions or concerns, connect with me on LinkedIn as well. That's where I'm most responsive. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.